Hey guys, today is June the 13th of 2018. I wanted to do a video on this website that I think is pretty good for those that want to find some signals like Forex signals or trend following, or just kind of get a trading idea and just kind of do your analysis and kind of set up a chart. Just kind of give you maybe some tips or something, because sometimes I get some emails and they're like, I don't know, what should I trade? You know, is this thing going up? Is it going to keep going higher? So this is going to kind of like give you an insight and view on, what, could help you. I feel like this is like more like a tip or an instruction or a guide, and then you could, develop it better on your own, but at least, take you to the right spot. So look at the video disclaimer, pause it, and read it, and we take it from there. There is a website I wanted to show. It's called TradingView. I'm sure maybe a lot of people know about it, or if you don't, something you could check out. It's tradingview.com, as it's spelled, TradingView, one word, like that. And I have an account. I am not subscribed to it. They want me to join, go pro. It's like $9 a month, just cheap. My screen name is Gann Analysis. I do some analysis there. And it's pretty cool. It's a nice community. The charts are amazing. They're great. This is where you can see that I use the uranium. When I use the uranium sector or futures, this is where I use. Right now I think I have the CAD, but I type in UX1 period, exclamation point, and then I change the bar chart to Renko, and then it gives me a nice little, because it doesn't really move that much, it's really erratic, but when you do the Renko, it shows you a picture, and you can see now it's pulling back a little bit, but it's pretty much nothing. So this is what I use. Leave, yeah. And it has a nice little community. It has all this stuff. Idea stream. So if you type in something, like I got URA here and a UEC and maybe crude. It has a community of chat. This one, maybe over here, public chats. Since this one is free, I can't create a chat, but if someone would create a Gann chat, this is the only thing that I have noticed that's not there, like a Gann analysis chat room. That'd be really cool, because that's probably the room I would like to join. I might probably swing by the futures, and it has it has everything, like all kinds of like traders that hang out here. The Vietnamese traders, people that just trade the Yang, the CAD, Turkish traders, trading for beginners, tasty trade, swing trading. So everybody, once you sign on and you become a member, you could create a chat, have your buddies or a group of traders that you hang out with. It's like, yeah, man, let's just talk about our trades and go over it over here and and it's just pretty cool. So this is what I use. So you could create an account, and then you could go to Screener, and then you could, screen stocks. I'm sure your platform probably has stuff like this similar. I'm just trying to give you an idea for those that don't know where to start, where to go. Maybe their platform doesn't have it. You can also trade cryptocurrency, which is really good. So you could go to Forex Signal Finder. And this is one cool feature that this software has. This is for, it's kind of more in line with Forex Trader. Trend following. Trend following is really good. Very successful if you follow it, the rules. And here is just showing you the averages, the 20, the 50, the 200. Shows the bid below and the close. And then it shows you here the time frames. So you could do 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. If you are focusing on trend following, I would recommend you using the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. And you could pick, exotic, minor, all pairs. I just use the majors because that's normally what I trade. I don't trade the, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just that I just like to trade the majors. It's just a personal thing. So right there, you can see on trend following, it's saying that there's a buy on the New Zealand dollar. There's a sell on the euro. Obviously, there's a sell on the Australian dollar, and there's a strong buy on the yen, dollar yen. I like to see when there's a strong buy. I mean, these are cool. I know the euro's on a sell trend, but when it's a strong buy, it's stronger. So the probabilities are better. But it doesn't stop there. Then you go to the weekly. So we already knew that the yen was a strong buy. The yen here on the weekly is a strong buy, bullish, or buy or sell. You can see that it's below the 200. So these two are strong, the Canadian and the yen, and then there's a strong sell on the New Zealand dollar. So you see, it's interesting. There's a conflict right here on the weekly and then on the daily. So it's probably good that you see this. So there's a buy, but the bigger trend, which is the bigger brother of the daily, is the weekly, is showing that it's a strong sell. So you have to be cautious. You want to get in or look at a trade or an instrument when they're all lined up together. And it's not always going to happen, believe me. There's sometimes going to be the monthly, the weekly is strong buy, but then the dailies, it's on a sell, and it's probably in a minor correction. So you got to keep that in mind. But when you have them all lining up on the same direction, that's pretty much the probabilities are better for a good trade to go long and make some money. So we see that the Swiss franc, it's popping in and out. So it's kind of like hitting indicators where it could be bullish as a strong buy. But, you know, once it goes below the price, it'll disappear. So let's stick with the yen and the Canadian dollar. You can see those two right there. And that's on the weekly. And then on the monthly, you see that the yen is on a buy. It's not strong, but it's a buy. On the euro dollar, it's on a buy on the monthly because it was in an uptrend. But on the weekly and on the daily, it's selling. And you see the New Zealand strong sell. So it's been on a downtrend on the big picture, which is the monthly. And then the Canadian dollar is on a buy. So I like the Canadian dollar and I like the yen. On the monthly, good. Go down to the weekly. Strong buy, that's good. I like that. The Canadian dollar strong buy, that's good. And then on the daily, I have a strong buy. And then the Canadian is not showing up here, but it was showing up here before. So you get the idea. You want to like look at all the 3 time frames and see if you could get a lot of strong buys. But if you get the monthly and the weekly strong buy, and then on the daily just says buy, that's not bad. That's a good thing maybe to pull that up in your chart and look. It also has oscillators, which is ADX, the awesome oscillator, the average true range, the commodity channel index, the MACD, MAC level, and then the MACD signal, momentum, RSI. So you know, here on the daily, it's showing that all these are on a buy. So we like that. If you want to just look at oscillators, that's fine. Maybe you're not into trends, but you like these indicators. That gives you an idea. See, here is neutral with the oscillators, but on the trend following, it was positive. So you see how it goes? You have to be kind of subjective and kind of see, okay, so what am I going to do? Trend, follow the trend, or follow the oscillators? It's neutral on the weekly. And then on the monthly, you see, all the indicators are not that great. It says sell. But then the trend on the monthly, where is it? It says a buy using the simple moving averages. So you just kind of have to pick what do you want to follow. Performance, and then it shows you the volatility, you know, and these numbers here, and you could just break that down here. And then you go to overview. So overview will kind of tell you, I guess, overviewing everything. It'll kind of break it down and look, okay, so on the daily, the yen is on a strong buy. Strong buy, so I like that. And then on the weekly, the yen is on a buy. Okay, I like that. Canadian is on a buy. I like that. And then on a monthly, both buys. So these, the yen and the Canadian, I kind of like. So then from there, you pull out your chart. And then some people is like, I don't know what I'm going to do now once I have my chart. I recommend, and this is something I do, you look at all the time frames, but you start from the big picture. And you try to keep it as simple as possible. What I found that has helped me in determining what's going on is, and you can find this on your chart. I use Thinkorswim, but you can find something similar to what chart you use. You want to have something that color your candles in a color of the direction of the trend. So I use TTM trend, and this is from John Carter, his indicator. You pop that on, and it's just going to show you the trend of what the trend is on the time frame that you're in. So on the monthly, it's just showing red. Even though it's going up, it's just showing you that the trend, whatever the mathematics and the algorithms and the programming and the coding, is just showing that it's still in a downtrend. And right here is that it turned green in May, that it's in an uptrend. So you want to get like a indicator that kind of keeps you on the right side, which is following the trend. Since this is the trend that you want to do, trade, you want to follow the trend. And you know that the rules for a trend is, lower, if it's bearish, lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then lower highs. But then there was no lower low here. Now we're going high. So something happened here. So that's the first thing you want to kind of add on your chart. Something that colors the candles. I'm visual. I like to see things. So when I see a lot of red stuff, I think bearish. Like it's just bearish, is negative, is bad. It's just going down. So that's the color I chose. The next thing you want to do, you could have, the candles, regular candles if you want. Let's see. I use the Hekanashi, which is fine. You don't have to use that. You could just use regular candles. This is just regular candles. You could use bars if you like bars. That's cool. Whatever it is that you like to see, it's fine. I just recommend you have something that helps you with the color. So like automatically you see, man, this is just red. It's bearish. It's going down. The next thing you want is a moving average. The moving average I use is the whole. And this is for a whole moving average. But whatever moving average, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be whole. It could be anything you want. You want something that that if price action is under it, is bearish. And if it changes color, even better. I have it where it changes to green and to red, and that's it. And I only use one. And the one I use, and you don't have to use the one I use. I'm trying to see the setting on this. And now I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. 50. The 50. That's it. You could use 100. You could use the 120. You could use whatever you want. What you need to do, and you could back test. You can see what works. I use the 50, and I use the 50 across all the multi-time frames I use. So when it's below the 50, I'm selling it. And when the color matches, when it turns red and we're below the 50, I'm selling it. And this could be the daily, as this chart right now is the monthly. So you need a moving average. When it goes above it, you want to buy it. So right here, you would have bought it. Even though, if you want to be a little, less risky and wait till this turns, you could have bought it here and still made some money. Want to be a little more aggressive when it turns green? you buy it. And lastly, you need like a signal, some kind of signal, whatever it is. I use a PPS from John Pearson, and I use that to let me know that something has happened, something just turned, and it's a system. So colors of the candles, the moving average below price, turning red if I want more confirmation, and a signal that the trend has changed or possibly changed. We don't know. We got the signal here. I'm not used to the bar, so forgive me. I like more, I like either the candle or, the Heikkanashi. And one of the reasons I want to show you, I use a Heikkanashi, which is not bad, is because when it gets like that, you see that? It's kind of a little tight, and the little body's just kind of getting small. It's kind of telling me, something is changing. We may start going up. If you put the candle, let's see. If you put the candle, look at that. Even though it's red, because I'm following the trend, we put a low here, and it's February, and this is monthly, like I said. I can't really tell if the trend is changing or something is about. Nothing here is showing me that it's changing until here. The indicator comes in April and says, like, you know what? This thing might just go higher. Be cautious or get out. The moving average didn't catch to it. Just because I have it at 50 and I leave it like that, I'm not even going to bother it. Here, if I want to be less risky, right here, you could have gone in. But when you put the Heikkanashi, see right there, I'm like, man, this could turn. Even though it pushes low or whatever, I'm cautious. Maybe I would have gone out right there. And when I would have seen that, then I would have looked down the smaller time frames and buy it, or wait till May, gives you a nice pullback and gone in. So those three things. And this signal, could be whatever you want. It could be an RSI. I don't know. I just use this because this just kind of works for me. Thinkorswim. And then this is a sequential number thing from Tom DeMark. I just like seeing it because, I'm a numbers guy. Anything with numbers, I'm fascinated. So you see like right there, 9. I could have been like, you know what? We're probably going to be getting to the top soon. And then once this kicks in, and I see everything confirming it, then you would short it. See 9 perfectly. Then it goes up. WD Gann says 1 through 9. That's very important. The 9th number is the highest number in the single digit. So you got to listen to what the boss says. And look, 9th comes up there. And it doesn't always work out. 8th, the 9th was here, so it came in early. And it continues. It does from 9. And the trend continues. It goes away to 13. Does another sell. So, those things you need. And then once you get that, and that's simple. Look at all the indicators I have. The moving average, the trend, that gives me the colors of the candle. The PPS, which is the signal. The sequential number is just something you don't need that. Make it less unless you want to see numbers and all that. And then the auto fib, and I'm sure a lot of programs have that. The auto fib is just, it takes the high and low of the chart. So instead of me, drawing the Fibonacci or the retracements from here to here, and then from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here, and find the 50% somewhere, and from here to here, and find the, the 61.8, the 50, or the 32, I just have it automatically picking up the highest swings, and it breaks down all these levels. So I know green is the 50. I know the yellows are in between the 50 with the 61.8 or the 62.5, using percentage and all these other important levels. You can see that once the swing was picked up, it's respecting here. It's finding support here. The 50 never kissed it. Never kissed the 50 here, kind of chopping around here, and we here. Once you have that, and if you can't find something that's auto like that, it's fine. You could just put it on the big picture charts. It won't move around. Then you work your way from monthly, and you use the max data you have. This is the pound, because I was looking at the report that was coming out today at 3 a.m. And you have the weekly, you got a daily, you don't need a 12-hour, you can use a 4-hour, an hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, and a 1-minute. If you want to do the same setup I have, monthly max, 3-year weekly, 1-year daily, 180-day 12-hour, a 90-day 4-hour, a 30-day 1-hour, a 15-day 30-minute, a 10-day 15-minute, a 5-day 5-minute, and a today 1-minute chart. Once you see you have this, you could kind of look at the big picture of what's going on. Looks like the pound. Well, let's go to the instruments that we were looking for the. Let's do the USD CAD. Did I type that wrong? USD CAD. Because in the chart here, it was showing that, this is a good buying opportunity. If you're doing the trend following, it's not showing up here maybe. Do the weekly. Canadian and then the yen. So we go over here. So this is the Canadian. So look, you look at the monthly, and you see that we made a high, put a low, a high. So, and it's in an uptrend, but for some reason we make a low, a high, a low, a high. Green candle, buy signal, but red moving average. So the trend is going up. Could be a correction, and now it's going up. The weekly came down. All candles buy signal. Green, green, candle green. Kind of finding resistance at this 30.49 around here. You can see that it's just up. And it could be a fail new high, so you got to be cautious here. Because then, it could just go down, up. And if it can't get up there above 30.49, you see a red weekly candle, it could turn. So you got to be cautious. So on the weekly, the trend is up. On the daily, if you open it, the trend is up. On the 12-hour, it's not looking too good, and then on the 4-hour, you have a sell signal. And then you can see on the 1-hour, they're selling it. The 30-minute at 5 a.m. it starts selling. Now the moving average is turning, and it's just fractal. You just see it coming down. It's coming down, and then it just kind of found support here. The green is always a 50, and you go always. So there's 50 here. Same level right here. This was a little higher. So you get the picture. So what you want to see is if you're doing the trend is up. Correction that came down, maybe an A, B, C pattern, and now it's going up. Weekly looks good. Daily looks good. The 12-hour. And if it's going to turn, because it's trying to stay above this 30.17 level, let's say right here, and it can't, and it starts pushing over, you see everything doing a domino effect, selling. So you get your signal here. This starts turning red. The moving average just starts turning down. This kind of sold off, and then it came back up. And now look, this looks like it's about to, change trend or direction. because it's getting narrow, and then it could probably sell off. And then the daily starts looking like that, and then it starts turning, and then this starts looking like that. Moving average, it starts turning red. It's just later in the game, you see. I mean, sometimes you get it quick, but here it sold off, but this is a 30-minute, and then it started turning after a couple of 30 minutes, and it goes down. So you'll get that, and it just domino effects. You already have it here on the monthly, but it's a correction within an uptrend. But then you gotta set your rules and your guides. It's like, okay, is it gonna crack the 50 right here, the medium point, or is it gonna hold? And it's gonna hold. It's gonna push lower, test this level, even go down to like 29. So that's how you would trade using this website, and you do the same thing for the yen. So as of right now, this is a strong buy. You look at it with your eyes, and you see, yeah, it's in an uptrend on the weekly. It's uptrend here. So you probably could be just buying dips. Wait to the 5, the 15, go up, and just buy some dips and put your stop, and then just see. And just look at the price action on the daily. You just got to keep all these things in mind. You can just see, like, every time, we failed here, came down, tested it here on the 29th, on the 30th, on the 5th, on the 8th, on the 11th, and the 12th, and we here, and just keep buying the dips until it shoots over. And when it starts turning, it's probably just going to turn hard, because everybody's going to be like, man, we've been here and we can't even get above here. We can't even test this high. We can't get above 31.24 or kiss it. And once it turns on the bigger picture, like especially on the daily, on the weekly, then you write it down. You write it like this. You wait for a signal like that. Red candle, get in, trail your stop. Once this is going to confirming, and you see how it comes all the way down. And once you get a green, just get out. And then you got all these pips. And this thing could happen the same thing here. But so far it says that it's going up. So these are the kind of things as a trader that you're going to battle, your mind. If you go in long and then it turns, you're like, man. No, well, if it goes in long and it turns and it got you out, then you short it. Then you go down. Because then the psychology is that it's not getting above here. You don't be like, losing trade. Man, it sucks. It's messed up. I'm pissed. No, just get short. But wait for your signals and your rules, and just get short and put your stop, and just let it develop. And if you're long, just keep buying the dips, because it's all green. It's pushing higher. On the weekly is green, on the daily is green, and on the monthly, even though the moving average, wrong chart. Even though the moving average on the monthly is down, you got a signal. So you got 1, 2 that are bullish, but the moving average is one of those things that lags, and it is super. I mean, all this stuff is lagging, but super lagging is this one, that it could just kind of just turn and then go with the trend and maybe test this high over here. Hopefully you like this video. Just something I just wanted to do, because I've been checking out this website, and I really like it. Get some ideas. I've already traded the Canadian dollar and made some pips on that, so that's good. And this is just something to give you an insight, and just kind of help you if you're trying to get an idea or starting out on how to look at the markets.